Hey guys, just thought I'd make a video here in this early morning hour. You know, this is going to be a good video. Yes, we're actually going to get good news today. I don't know if I've ever talked about this much, but, game, as in, picking up women. One of the things about game, one of the things that the pickup artists teach that works, which I kind of agree with them on, is that, women are attracted to bad men. Men being jerks, bad attitudes, men that treat them like garbage. That they're attracted to that. Now, does looks play a part too? Sure, I'm sure it does. But that women are attracted to this. Now, Royce wrote an article years ago in the Manosphere called Chicks Dig Jerks, and it was pretty accurate. That a lot of women are attracted to men that treat them terribly, and they get seduced by them and date them and sleep with them and will even marry them if the guy will marry them. But there is an exception sometimes. Could this be a one-time exception that I'll never see again? Probably. But it was an exception of a bad man getting rejected. There was a guy downtown tonight. I was going to make a video, but the story was just too good to pass up. He's downtown. He's kind of a tall guy, probably about 6'2", 6'3", real jerk. He's a white guy. I can't stand the guy. Real horrible attitude. Pretty young. He's one of them that, if a guy looked at his girlfriend, he'll fight him. All this stupid garbage. And usually if it's a guy that's a lot smaller than him, all this crap. And he's a real bully, and he's always sarcastic with people. Treats them like absolute dirt. Now, he had a girlfriend at one time that was pretty hot, and then they broke up. But, jerk, scumbag. And a lot of times girls were into him. I saw it. But tonight, there was 3 girls that were there. They weren't hanging out with anybody. They were pretty young girls. I'd have to say, to me, at least early 20s. They have to be. One of them was kind of getting a little drunk, and the other 2 were not. The one that was drunk was probably the best looking of the 3. They were not 10s by any measure. I think the other 2 were about 5s, maybe 5. She was about a 6 to a 7. And they were sitting at a table to where if I look back, look to the side, I should say, I'm looking right at them. And next to me was the bouncer who was, observing the area. He's a pretty nice guy that was working tonight. He's not one that I have any issues with. And he was standing there, and the guy walked up to him. And the bouncer's about my size, but he's built, well and everything. He gets right up at him, and they're talking, and he's looking at them girls, and I guess he's making fun of them, being sarcastic. And I will never forget, the girl looks around. I thought she was looking at me at first, and I thought, oh no, But she didn't look mad, and I kind of smiled, and then she gets up, and I thought, oh shoot, is she coming to me? And she walks over to where he was, and I thought, oh gosh, she hitting on this guy. And I could hear her, even though the music was going. This was right at the end of the night. It was the last song, because the band had said it, this is the last song of the night. And she gets right at him. And she goes, dude, I don't know if is this how you pick up girls, by insulting them and treating them like garbage? She said, and making fun of us. And I'm like, whoa, and I'm standing there, and he's looking at her, and the other friend walks over too, and she goes, you're a piece of something, and she shoots him a bird. She says, you're scum, and she says, don't, get away from us. We don't want anything to do with you. She said, you're pathetic, and you're a loser, or something like that. And I was just like, whoa, and they walk off, and the guy, you could tell he's pissed. He's trying to act like he don't care, but he cares. And he goes over to them going out the door a few minutes later. And I thought, oh God, don't tell me he's going to end up picking them up. Mr. Chad's going to end up getting them. Because he's definitely a Chad, He goes over, and they're having none of it. They tell him, get out of here. I could read their lips, even though the music was still going. Get out of here. Get out of here. We hate you. Get away from us. And one of the girls literally takes him by the arm and guides him away and just kind of, she doesn't shove him, but she's definitely, because he's a big guy, And she kind of pushes him like, get away. And he's out the door. And I was just like, holy cow. I've never seen that before. An alpha getting literally rejected. And these girls weren't teens. Okay? They were not even babes. And it was amazing because you could tell it bothered him. You could tell. It would be like an attractive girl that's used to guys just following her, fawning over her, doing anything she wanted. And the one guy not only doesn't do that, he rejects her. He says, I don't want you. I don't like you. You may be beautiful, but you got a horrible attitude, and I don't want anything to do with you. And he just rejects her. It's going to bother her because she's going to be like, why is he rejecting me? All these other guys are following me around and doing whatever I want. Why is he rejecting me? And that was what happened with him. You could tell it was like, they're not rejecting me. Are you kidding? He goes back. And like I said, they literally push him away again. And he never went back again. And he goes over and tells his friends, one of them's a guy with his girl, and he's telling them. And I'm just like, dude, like, this is pathetic. Which you could tell, it affected him, man. And I enjoyed every minute of it, because I can't stand the guy. I've had rounds with him. He's a bully. That's how he does. He's a real bully. Can't stand him. And it was just so funny, because he got rejected, and it hurt his feelings. And I remember he goes outside, and the girl's getting all mad at them because she sees the three girls come outside. And of course, they're drunk, and she's just having none of it, man. None of their garbage, none of their crap. She's like, y'all are just rotten people. And I was just like, oh, yes, like, she's just trashing these people, because when you go to a bar and a club, this is what you see. These jerky guys that are scum picking up these girls. And it drives you crazy. It does. It's always been the one thing that has bothered me the most. It's the one thing that has just bothered me the most. I don't get angry, really, about good-looking guys. That doesn't really bother me. If he's muscular and good, that doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me if a charismatic guy attracts her. It kind of irritates me a little, because what's the importance of that? But anyway, at least if he's a nice guy, I don't care. He's, I'm not real outgoing. I have my social stigmas. But the one thing that has always bothered me, and the guy with money, that doesn't really bother me. I don't have much money. It's not like I can give her the world. I know that. But what always bothered me was the jerks. My sister liked jerks. My cousins liked jerks. The girls, they liked jerks. Everybody that I ever knew, they dug jerks. And it just drove me crazy. And to see one of them get rejected for a night, it was just great. And there was also a fight that happened right at the end of the night. I mean, a big fight in the bar. I'm talking huge one. And they got into it. And the guy, he's a big muscular guy. And they're just trying to get him away. The cops finally got there. And they're just like, dude, just go home. I don't know who he was fighting with, but they finally he's one of the regulars. And they get him away. Of course, he's big and muscular. And he's just acting like a jerk. And this one guy looks at him. He's a short guy like me, but he's just saying, dude, go home. Like, I don't think he meant, dude, get out of here before I make you go. I don't think that's what he was doing. It was just, dude, go home. Quit worrying about this. And he gets mad, running back at the little guy, and he's like, I'll take you out, boy. I'll beat you from limb to limb. And his friends were all like, oh, man, it's easy pickings. Don't worry about this dude. And I was just like, you're pathetic, man. And the guy laughed at him. The little guy was just standing there while they're holding the muscular guy back, and he's about to kill himself trying to get at him. The little guy with glasses like me, he was kind of a chubby guy. he's just standing there looking at him like, you're an idiot. Yeah, I'm sure they were all drunk. I get it. But it was just the funniest thing. It was kind of like it wasn't the night for the alphas. It was just enjoyable to see. Because you don't see it much. Most of the time you see the opposite. And I have never seen an alpha rejected. I mean, not like that. Like, she might just maybe not think he's as good looking. The bad boy I'm talking about. She might not think he's as sexy or something like that. But she doesn't really, she's not going to reject him harshly like she would us. Like a guy that's real, sweet and nice. Now, that girl, she's going to be so bored with him, she's going to walk away. But, man, watching him get rejected like that. Then basically, and what was funny, she was like, is this how you, the first thing she said to him when she walked up that time, it was so funny, is this how you try to attract girls? Is this how you try to talk to girls? Because it's exposing him for, you're pathetic, man. Like, you're in here trying to pick up women all the time. And because men like to lie about that. They used to do that when I was younger all the time. Dude, I don't care if them girls want me to hell with them, And of course, that's exactly what they're doing there. And, it bothers them when they get rejected. And for him, you could just see it, man. It bothered him, man. Oh, it was fun. I enjoyed it. One of the best moments of my life, man. I have to say, it was a good night. I just enjoyed it. I've been in a good mood for 3 hours because I've never seen that. And he'll remember that. Oh, sure, he'll get other girls. He'll bang other ones. But he'll remember that one. He will remember, and it wasn't one, it was 3. And they weren't 10s. It might be different if it was a 10. Because you might just think, she's just probably, out of everybody's league. But no, they were girls that actually seemed to like nicer guys. At least it seemed that way. And they were nice girls. I mean, they actually seemed nice. I know one of them was a little drunk. But they weren't mean girls. And I was just like, wow, man. I enjoyed it. It was fun. And y'all would have enjoyed it too. Because it was kind of like for the first time the good guys won. Oh, sure, they didn't leave with nobody. It was just those 3 girls and they left. But I thought, wow, man. I would have bought them a round of drinks. And I don't buy girls drinks. But I would have bought them a round of drinks if I had the money. Because I appreciated it, man. It gives guys like us one thing. Hope. It gives us hope. That maybe there is some decent women. Now, does that mean they won't end up with a guy like that? Probably not. Who knows? Will they end up with that guy one day? Who knows? Who knows? But for one night, the alpha didn't win. For one night, he didn't win. And it was just, wow. And not only did he not win, but he just didn't get the sex, He got rejected for the first time. And like I said, look, I don't mind if you're a good-looking guy and you get a lot of girls. That doesn't bother me. If you got a lot of money and you get a lot of girls, that doesn't bother me. If you worked hard for your money and you get girls that way, hey, man, good for you. If you're a charismatic person, you're a very natural people person, that doesn't bother me. But when you're a jerk, you don't deserve those girls. And I'm not defending them. I mean, they choose them, But for the first time, he felt like us. Well, not me, because I'm a Chad. No, just kidding. But, he felt like those guys. He felt like those incels if they walked up and tried to approach a woman like that. He felt like the normies that, that would approach her and she'd just shoot them down or walk away or call them retarded and stupid. For the first time, he felt like us. It was fun. Because he deserved it. This guy's a jerk, man. That's why I wouldn't say that about other guys. But he deserved it. He's a jerk. And that's all I got to say, guys. Just remember, man, because I had such a bad day today. You guys know. I made a video earlier. It was a horrible day. And to have my day end like that was pretty good. Oh, sure, it's going to get worse. Bad things are going to happen. More and more. I could have a horrible week. I don't know. Things could get really bad, or they could get good, maybe a little, but I have to come to that when I get there. But for one night, it was an enjoyable night because for the first time, and I wish I could have recorded it. Wish I'd have had a camera because, guys, you would have loved it. Oh, man. Watching her reject him and shame him and embarrass him. Because that was how she did it. She didn't shame and embarrass the good guy. She shamed and embarrassed the jerk. And that's what he deserved. Oh, sure, he'll get other girls. He'll get cute ones. He'll get hot ones. You know, we all know that. But for that one night, he lost. He was humiliated. And he deserved it. Because he was mouthing about him and he was making fun of him. I'm sure he probably went up to him, from what I heard earlier in the night. This is what it made it sound like. I think he had hit on them earlier, and they probably were nice. You know, like, I'm not interested. You know, that's okay. Thank you. You know, they probably rejected him. Then he thought he'd be a jackass. He probably thought, ooh, this will attract them. This is how I get the other girls. I'll just be a big jackass. And it didn't work. And he got embarrassed, and it hurt him. It hurt him. I mean, I know it seems crazy, or like, good great dude, it was just one night, but you had to have seen it. It was one of the best nights of my life. And then seeing an alpha try to be a big tough guy, picking on a littler guy. Oh, sure, the littler guy said, like I said, just to go home, man, but he wasn't doing it to be sarcastic. You know, like, go home, man, or I'll take care of you. It wasn't that kind of thing. He was just telling him, go home, quit fighting. You know, like, who cares? We got the cops here. You're going to get arrested, you idiot. And then for him to run back, I'm going to beat you up, and his friends saying, you know, oh man, it's no, don't worry about it. And they looked at the little guy, dude, he would bury you in the ground. And he would have. He'd have beat the guy up. If they just let him go and there was nobody there, he'd have beat the hell out of the poor little guy. But like he doesn't know that. Man's built like a tank, and this guy was a little guy like me, and he was chubbier than me. It's like, come on, man. You know, he wouldn't start no trouble with nobody. But no, he's got to be a big tough guy, and he just looked like an idiot too. Because those guys deserve that, man. Man, you could make me the most muscular guy right now. And I used to work out before the benzo withdrawal. I was getting in pretty good shape, and I was actually building muscle. If I had gotten built like that, I'd have never treated people like that, man. I had no interest in treating people like that. I don't care. You know, as long as they're not trying to hurt me, I don't care. And to see both the alphas lose tonight, to see them both fail, it just gives us hope. I just thought I'd tell y'all that story because the incels definitely need this. All of us black pillars, we need it sometimes. Maybe sometimes we can get a little blue pill. You know, maybe it's okay to nibble on a little blue pill every once in a while. Oh sure, 9 times out of 10 he would beat the little guy up, and the girl would run off with him, and everybody'd laugh at the little guy. The opposite story, the guy would get the girl. Oh, he'd treat her like crap, and she'd come back to him. I've seen it 1,000,000 times in there. You know, him working his asshole game. And I'm not doing that to cuss. That's what it's called. Asshole game. And it works most of the time. But tonight, it didn't work. And tonight, trying to bully another person didn't work. And they deserved it. Just remember, guys, I'll go ahead and wrap this video up. I just thought y'all would like this story. It's for all you incels. And just remember, tonight, the Chad didn't win. The Chad didn't win.